Kelly, I got your message, by the way.
Thank you. Girl, I'm the same way.
Email.
Been talking and talking and talking, running my mouth, and ain't done a thing. So that was just like so focused now. I just feel like
It seems like everyone should have really gotten into writing down what matters, what do they really want, and once you've put it out there in the world, like you've written it down, the
yes,
next thing I think should have been addressed is put it on your calendar as an action item.
yes,
Am I right?
yes. I mean that I have workout big things on there because that's my son's girlfriend is a personal trainer and she's had me log everything and just gave me this deal a month ago to start to because I don't eat enough is my problem. I don't eat enough. I don't eat enough protein. And I don't
eat too
move.
much.
I eat too much chips. I could live on chips and salsa, and I make my own. I know the salsa is amazing and healthy and all that, but those chips, I could really is my problem. But and then I don't move enough. I'm sitting on my bed all day making phone calls and doing what God knows whatever I'm doing that's keeping me away from making phone calls that I
Well,
need to be doing.
I
So
have to say, I think you and I are in the same place, but I think
yes,
it's not just weight loss, it's everything. If you
everything
put it on the calendar, why are we not doing what we
doing
say
it.
we're supposed to do?
Yeah.
So that's my
It's-
question.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's on the calendar.
Accountability.
I can tell you a quick trick about those chips. Do you buy them?
Uh-huh.
They put MSG. MSG is addictive, like a drug.
Yes.
And that's why your body says, I got to have it. You could trick your body.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
I try to trick mine too, but that's what I heard about chips. Just in case you didn't know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, what is it that's going to take you? And I say you, me, I'm
Yeah.
speaking to me,
Yes.
to get if I really want to have 20,000 in income through passive income in this attraction, why do I keep avoiding making the phone calls?
Yeah. Fear. Judgment. Fear of judgment. It's like, I mean, last week I'm on our rookie committee for rookie realtors, and I have no problem talking and encouraging them, but I don't do it to myself. And then also, I think one of these last things that he hit on was I'm spending a whole lot of time doing classes and looking at different things, and I'm not doing the thing I need to do, which is the follow up. I spoke to an agent last week at that rookie realtor and about joining, and he sounded really interested in joining EXP. Have I called him back yet? No. Got his card, didn't call him back.
Well,
Yesterday I was getting my nails done and talked to an agent that I've known for a long time. She joined about the same time I did in 2016. And she was saying that she didn't join EXP, and she's moved different places, but she's like, well, I didn't do EXP because I don't like all that cloud stuff. I was like, well, you don't have to do that EXP world. You can.
What does that mean you don't like the cloud stuff? What does that mean?
She was talking about the EXP world.
Yeah, but
she didn't like that. But I'm just like, oh my gosh, it helps so much if you use it, you know. And like these coaching, the mornings at 9:00. Oh my gosh. I'm getting so much out of the book and sharing with you, Celeste, and other people. I've been doing this. We're trying to help train some new realtors, and Wednesdays at 9:00 is when they're doing it. And I'm like, okay, girls, I've got to starting next week. We've got to go to 9:30, 9:45 because I can't do 9:00. I'm missing, this. So it's prioritizing, making it priority. And I think accountability, maybe share those calendars or share you know, be checking and saying, did you do this? You know,
I'm
or
willing to do it because I really
I'm
feel
out
like if I
walking.
don't have somebody checking,
Yeah,
I don't
I
do it.
won't. Yeah, me too. And
Sherry, what
saying
about
out
you?
loud how much you weigh, that was so brave. So,
No, that's not what I weigh. That's
yeah,
what I want to weigh.
that's what you want to weigh. Well,
I don't know
whatever
if
it
that
is.
was
That's,
translated as well
yeah,
as it could have.
yeah. Well, I would love to weigh that myself. I've got a ways to go. But I mean, it's just, it's an accountability thing for me is I have nobody that holds me accountable. Nobody.
So I will share what one thing we're doing first thing in the morning. Sherry and I are doing this. And it's just ironic Sherry is in the room here.
Yeah.
We have an accountability meeting at 7 a.m. every morning. And it's just the two of us. And she does her thing and I do my thing. The camera is on or it can be off. It doesn't have to be on. But we mute ourselves and we are just for 1 hour, whatever it is we say we need or want to do, we get it done. And mine, I think, is going to shift. I've got to read the book. That's one of my commitments is reading the chapter and being on top of it. But I also need to layer in the exercise. So I think
Yes.
I'm going to change mine where I'm listening to my Audible for that hour while I'm walking.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
I got to get moving.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
And no matter what the weather, I don't care if it's raining.
Yeah. Go walk in the rain, play in the rain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Because this has got to change.
Yes.
For sure.
Because that holds me back more than anything. Because of my own self judgment from the way I look, not who I am or what I am. Because I've got this amazing heart. Da 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 da. I see myself on the outside and not on the inside.
So
It's
Maria,
like if I
do
had the
you-
confidence other people had in me,
we got to let Maria do her thing. So Maria, what do you want to tell us?
I do have KV
Oh,
questions.
No, you guys are fine. Well, it's going to be the same as always. Whatever you guys want to focus on KV Core, because I want to make sure that what we're going through is going to benefit you.
Can you put an open house on KV Core? Like if I'm going to do an open house, or does that just go into our local MLS and then it does something?
Yeah, so what you can do on KV Core, let me share my screen.
Okay.
Okay, so you can go to, can you see my screen?
Yes.
So if you go to your listings on the left-hand side, the icon that looks like a house, you're going to pull up your property and you can just do a search and type in the address or the MLS number. Once you have that property pulled up, you can do a property boost. And this is going to give you, I think, 4 different options. So there's a listing, open house, price reduction, and sold. So if you're going to do an open house, it's going to ask you when the open house is taking place. You're just going to enter the information here. You can display the price on your post, or you can keep it hidden. You can overlay open house on your design as well if you want to do that. And then you can choose different price options. So when I was doing this in San Antonio, if I was doing the $60 promotion, which is for a week, normally for an open house, I did 3 days just because I didn't know too far in advance when I was doing the open house. But for $60 a post, I would normally generate about, depending on the property, 25 to 75 leads from that. And what's nice is after you choose how much you want to spend and you put your payment information, the next page, it's going to ask you if you want to keep your sellers updated. And so what it's going to do, it calculates how many people the post is pulled up in front of, and then it also counts the clicks. What it's going to let your clients know is how many people viewed it, not how many people clicked on it. So you might only get, 25 to 75 actual clicks and registrations, but they're seeing that it made 2,000 impressions or something like that. So to them, they're seeing the higher number and they really get to see how much work you're doing. It's just another way of letting your sellers know that you're actually out there working on their behalf.
Maria,
Okay.
can you
Yes.
repeat where do you turn it on so
Sure.
that the sellers see this?
Oh, so once you've clicked on, so you find the property, you click boost property, you choose what kind of post you're doing. So it's a listing, open house, price reduction, and sold. Once you choose the price point that you're going to be spending, you're going to fill out your credit card information. And then the next page is going to ask you if you want your sellers to be notified.
I gotcha. Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's the only, like, specifically for open houses item built into KV Core.
Okay.
And Kelly,
Okay.
one thing I always tell people is if your intention is to do an open, you know, usually at least a week out
Yeah.
because you've got it on your schedule.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No later than Monday of the week that you're going to have that open on the weekend.
Uh-huh.
Get in your MLS and make sure you're putting it in as an open, because what you're wanting is the long tail promotion
Mhm.
for that listing. And
Yes.
basically, it's just as long as you tag it in the MLS, within 15 minutes, it starts to disseminate to all of the thousands and thousands of websites out there.
Yeah.
That's part of the conversation I have with my seller so that they understand, being a type A person like I am, well in advance of the open, I'm making sure the world is aware you're open. So that means everyone is aware you're going to be open if they're looking. If they're looking. And then my question back to my client is, just know this should draw the most amount of people looking. If we don't get activity, the only asking them, don't tell. What do you think the reason is that they might not be showing up?
Right.
I'll tell you, my best attendance at open houses has been since I started putting in there no later than Monday on the MLS.
Okay.
Because the people are finding it online. My other advertising, my signs, because I ask people when they come in, they saw it on the MLS because I had it out there all week.
Okay.
My other last comment would be using ChatGPT. Change your MLS description. Whatever it is you've written, it can do better.
Mhm.
I just started that this last week. I think it was on our one of our morning calls last week. Somebody had said something about the Chat GPT. It may have been you, Celeste. And so I went in and started looking at Chat GPT, and I was like, oh my gosh. So I started, well, actually, it was from doing the sheets in KV Core, the one page or the landing page and the squeeze pages. I did a couple of those last week, and she had said, go to Chat GPT and say, write me whatever. And so I have been using that Chat GPT ever since, because it does it. I mean, it puts the hashtags, everything, if you ask it to. I mean,
I use it to write follow-up notes to people. Like I'll have a meeting with someone and I'll say, I'm really dry right now on what I should say. So I'll put in, I met with a client. This is what happened. Write me a special handwritten note of 2 paragraphs that I could say to my client. And it crafts it.
Yes.
And then I just write it down.
Yeah. I'm wanting to do a welcome video. And so I did a Chat GPT last night to a welcome video to introduce, me to EXP and, into as a new realtor. And it even come in and tell you what type of music to play and, all kinds of stuff. I was like, oh my gosh, it does. It's amazing.
So Kelly, how long have you been with EXP?
Since mid-February, February 22nd.
So ask Maria, what is one of the coolest things you can do with KV Core? And I'm actually thinking already of tasks.
All right, Maria. There's the question. What is the coolest thing in KV Core I can do? And what are the tasks?
So there's a lot of cool things in KV Core, actually. One thing about the open house, one thing that you can do is if you go over to your CRM portion of KV Core, you can come in here and you can filter by the property interests. So you can select buyers and the location, the price point that they're searching at. So you can find somebody that's searching already in your database that's searching for that general property.
Mhm.
And then once you pull up that list, you can send out a mass email, a mass text. If you're using BombBomb, you can attach a video to the email and the text, and then include the link right to the property on your website. So that's a really easy way, right from your KV Core, to target the people that are already in your database. So hopefully you can get the buyer for that listing.
All right. That is
So
awesome.
I have a question on their smart plans. I think that's what they call them. Is that what they're called here? Smart campaigns. I'm thinking
Uh-huh.
Keller Williams language. So smart campaigns. So I want to start setting these up. So like yesterday, I got a new lead, and I want to get them in a drip campaign. But like I was looking at what they've got already created for like a buyer lead, and it was really generic. And
Mhm.
then I was looking, okay, well, they got the templates, but it's like, well, find anything good. And I don't know, I'm just like overwhelmed at like, well, how do I put something together that's good? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is it a good thing?
So there's a couple different things that you can do. You can create your own campaign, and then ChatGPT is going to be great for that. You
Mhm.
can also go into Workplace and just search in Workplace for campaigns. And people they share their campaigns that they've created. And there's a lot of different options. Some of them are for agent attraction. Some of them are just for renters, for buyers, first-time home buyers. So when they share the campaign with you, what they're going to share is a token. So you're going to come into KV Core and go to your campaigns and click on this little green box over here that looks like a sheet of paper. And you're going to paste that token code right in here. And then it takes a while. I think it takes like an hour or so for it to actually show up inside of KV Core. But then you can go into that campaign and you can edit it and customize it for your branding, because it's going to be their branding, their name, and stuff like that. So then you just edit the little things in there. And if you do wind up seeing the campaign, it's not something that you want, you at least have the basics, and you can change the emails and the text. You can do that, but you can also create campaigns on your own from scratch. If you have a campaign, so let me go back to the campaign section. So if you've created a campaign and you want to share it with somebody, you can pull up your campaign. Make sure that the sharing option is on, so I could unshare this if I wanted to. And right here is your token. So you would just copy this token and then send it to whoever you want to share it with. So if you're ever having, you sponsor an agent and you want to share your campaigns with them to help them with their business, you can easily do that.
Awesome.
And when you
It's like trying to convince me, you probably know who this is, Anthony Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, you guys have an opinion on like the classes that he's got to take versus just looking stuff up on YouTube?
There's so much training on all of these topics, and everybody has a different opinion.
Yeah.
So it's really hard. I would say just go and search for some campaigns inside of Workplace, add them to your KV Core, then just customize them. So you have the template made and you're just going to personalize it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
what I'm doing.
I have a couple ideas. One, I just want to ask you, Maria, when you are titling a campaign, what is your method for how you title it so you find it?
So everything I make for myself, it's always my team initials. So VH, Villalobos Homes. And then I will just something that really explains it really simple, like first time home buyers or renters or something like that.
Do you date it like 2024 first time home buyer?
I don't, because I try to keep it something that's going to be evergreen. So I don't have to worry about going back in there every year and updating them.
Okay. So here's a really cool idea that I know you guys might know, and maybe if you don't, those videos that Maria was just saying from BombBomb, typically it's a paid for service. You have to pay $30 a month. But BombBomb gives each of us 10 free videos every single month.
Awesome.
So you could make some general videos
Mm-hmm.
that you insert into your campaigns.
Oh, cool.
Awesome.
I like that idea.
Awesome.
I like that.
Just thought I would share that.
There was something else that I had seen. I went to a training in the beginning of April in Dallas, and the agents there, the whole focus was on like how to utilize YouTube to grow your business. And so they had in their YouTube channel a whole section for sellers, buyers, and they start inside of all of their emails and texts, they would embed those videos inside of there. Like, so if they had a new buyer, they would embed their whole playlist for new buyers.
I'm not understanding.
So, okay, hold on, let me share my screen.
Yeah.
And I'm just starting a brand new YouTube channel. So I only have like 5 videos on here. Okay, so let's not play that. Let's go back. Okay. So on my YouTube channel, I have a section, I have different playlists. So I have a buyer's playlist and seller's playlist.
Yes.
So as you start to grow these, you can actually share the entire playlist. So you can take this and share the whole playlist with if you have a whole section just for first-time home buyers, a different playlist for first-time home buyers, embed that into your campaigns, into your templates. And that way, when you get a new buyer, or you can just share one individual video if it's talking about the subject that your email is about. And so that way it's bringing people back to your YouTube channel and helping them get comfortable with you because they're seeing you and they're starting to trust you more. But it's always incorporating your YouTube channel into your campaigns and the text that you're sending out to people. And they say that they're growing everybody that they trained on this, they grow their business, their YouTube channel and their real estate business really quick by doing that.
I would imagine so. Yeah.
Now, do you guys also know that Canva has a feature, even if it's a non-paid for Canva account, that allows you to create custom thumbnails for
Yes.
videos like YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not using Canva, you should be thinking about it. And check it out. I have one other idea about this.
Okay.
That you can create video. Say you're out and about and you have a listing and you're outside the property, and simply all you're doing is panning the outside of the property, and then maybe you go around the back side of the house and you're panning that. You can upload that video or video clips to your mobile Canva account, and then you go home sitting in front of your laptop or desktop. You can open up your Canva account and then edit the video, which then can be used in media.
Awesome.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Very
I have
cool.
a basic KV Core question because I've been a Go High Level user and really just wanted to tap into KV Core and just learn what the heck it is. And can I share my screen in here? Does it let me do that? No.
You should have on the top right a circle with an arrow pointing up that says share screen.
Okay. Cool. I will do that here. All right. So you guys can see this?
Yes, ma'am.
Cool. So, here's a lead that came in, and I sent him up on one of those basic kind of campaign things that was in there. And like I'm seeing past, this is like so stupid basic, but like I just have questions. Call lead Clay okay, so lead has never been called. Well, I have called him, but like I don't know, where do I like say that I called him?
Oh, okay.
Top right.
Yep. So at the top right, there's a phone icon. It says new call.
Okay.
So you click on that. You're going to be able to click on if it was an outbound call, inbound call, if you just called them and left a voicemail.
Okay. And then I guess.
And then there's even a Smart Assistant call script. So if you're calling somebody and you have this pulled up, at the very bottom of that box, you see at the left, it says Smart Assistant call script. So you can pull up different kinds of scripts. So you can use the El Pumama. You can, if it's the first time you're contacting them, you can type in or just click on the voice button and say what you want the script to be about, and it will generate a script for you.
Wow.
I used this the other day when Monday when I was making calls, and it was so awesome.
Good.
I figured all this out, that smart assistant call and everything. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, it just tells me what to say. I mean, it's kind of like Chat GPT, I
Yes.
mean, and I went over there. It's like, give me a script for da 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 da, and it would give you a script, and then I could go make my phone calls, and especially if you're leaving a voicemail,
Yeah.
it's so nice to just read through that, of course, with some personality added to it, but not. I don't know. It made it so much easier. And I do this, and then you can, when you save it, you can do that follow up action. And so when you hit save and save that call outcome, then it goes to the next, like you did create a task. So
It's
when you hit save call outcome, like you can, in the call notes, you could put whatever your notes were about your call.
yeah.
And like I was sending a text out, if they didn't
It's
answer, I would send a text. So I would put sent text, whatever it was, and then I'd hit, to create a task for the next week when I call them or whatever it is.
It's giving me an error though. It's not letting
Yeah,
me.
it should, in that gray box at the top, it should say Clay's name there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine doesn't come up with a name, but
Because
I
if I
do.
hit this, it's going to actually call him, right?
If you can do that new call, and you can tell it to call now, or you can just log information.
But I don't know why it's not pulling in his name so that you can save
Yeah.
it. So what I do is when I'm calling somebody and I put my notes in there, before I save that, I copy the notes, and then I click on the top right where it says add notes.
Mm-hmm.
I click on there and I paste the notes in there, and then I turn on the toggle switch that says pin notes to top.
Yeah.
And that way it's always at the top of your of his feed. And so next time you come in here, you can just click the pencil and add new notes. You don't have to scroll down through all the history to try to find your last conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Remove this call lead. I suppose I could just.
You don't want to remove the lead, right?
So I think this is just the task that it's removing.
Oh, okay.
Because you clicked on that X. It should just be removing the task.
Okay.
Yeah. So
But you might want to message KV Core and take a screenshot that it's not pulling in the lead's name at the top. So it's not letting you save that, because it should.
Okay. I'll ask them.
And then one more thing before you leave this person's contact.
Mm-hmm.
When you go back to the regular contact screen,
Uh-huh.
I always look at the right-hand side as I scroll down. If you can just scroll down in his record. There you go. I want to know what campaign he's on. Do I have any market reports set up for him?
Mm-hmm.
And then does he get a listing valuation?
That was something I did a training last week or I don't know. I get so lost on when I did it, but that's something I'm going back through right now and cleaning up my database, because I just imported everybody out of my phone and out of Navico, which is the system we use here I just imported them all into KV Core. And so I've got this, 1,000 people in there, but they're not all leads. So just going in and making sure they're set up on the right campaign, or they have a market report, all that. That was something that on a class I did earlier that was really important. So I'm trying to go back through as I'm working my calls and doing that. So it's cleaning it up, plus I'm making the phone call. So
I think that one of the things that I'm always so excited about is the task that you can, remind yourself to call someone again. I just think that's neat.
I do too. That's what I like about it, is that every morning when you go into that KV Core, it tells you, who to call. Like I've got it set up that I want to call 15 people every day, and it pulls them automatically. They're in my deal every day. I want to call 15 of these, 5 past clients, and so it pulls that up every day for me to call.
That's so efficient.
It's so automatic, and it gets me out of my head. Like, call, what do I say? I mean, I don't know. it, I think, I mean, I have spent a lot of time on these classes, but I felt like, I mean, I've been doing this my 9th year, but I feel like I'm starting brand new because I've learned so much. I mean, I've done okay. I mean, I paid my broker $34,000 last year, so in commissions. But so I mean, it's not. I would do okay, but I'm thinking, oh my God, I could do so much more if I just used my time better and actually did make the phone calls. Is that what that like Coach Russ has that deal for like from 2 to 5 or whatever?
Mhm.
Is that you just get on there and you're making
Call it
calls?
call
After
time.
somebody
you
is
like
watching
this,
you
but
do
you
it.
mute yourself. So
Yeah.
no one hears you, but you know you're not the only one.
Yeah. And there's accountability in that. Somebody, yeah. Okay.
Does,
Awesome.
does somebody have a good Facebook Messenger call methodology that works? Because I just have so many people, because I've got this group of 2,500 people, and I have a lot of people I talk to on Facebook, and I've tried different things reaching out in Facebook Messenger, like, oh, I noticed your birthday's coming up. I'd love to celebrate it with you and send you a few real estate things from time to time. What's your address? And I get some responses from that, but can I just even start the forward kind of conversation as create a message to people and stick it in their messenger versus, or just like type the text message? Because my list it, I mean, I've got old leads I could call, but like the people I'm actually talking with they're people in Facebook, and I don't know how to reach them any other way.
Good question.
Maria?
So for like birthdays and stuff, what Don and Allison do, they create at the beginning of the year
Mm-hmm.
2 different videos. It's a quick video. It sounds personal, but it doesn't say anybody's name in it. There's one for women and one for men. And when they see somebody's birthday, they post that video in there. Well, they don't do it. They have one of their assistants do it.
Mm-hmm.
But they get a lot of response back because it looks like they took the time to make a video just for that person. So at the beginning of the year, you want to make sure you make a new video so it doesn't look exactly the same as the previous one. But a lot of people respond back and they, thank them for taking the time to wish them happy birthday. And they start the conversation from there. But I would say if you can get them to start the conversation, then definitely start going through the forward questions.
Okay, so use the birthday as a way to start the conversation.
Mm-hmm. And then they have a video that they use when they first somebody accepts their friend request. Obviously, Don and Allison's are pretty focused on agents, all of the people that they friend. So their videos are geared towards, how's your business and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you can make those once and then just keep using the same ones over and over again.
Okay, and so mine would probably have to be more of a forward kind of thing if I'm friending non-agents.
Yeah.
You don't want to jump in with, "Hey, you looking to buy or sell a house?" No, that's
Yeah, wasn't that part of the book we were just reading about, like immediately going to, what do you like as foreplay?
Yeah.
Just saying.
Mm-hmm. This is really good.
Well, and I suppose I could create a video just while I'm getting started. That's a, hey, your birthday was last week and I missed it. Just wanted to wish you happy birthday. Hope you had a great day. What'd you get to do to celebrate? And see if I can start something.
Yeah.
Then you've given them something back to communicate back to you with. I like that.
Sherry, have you scheduled your coaching classes with Don yet?
Yes, and I had my first one today, and what we talked about goes against what Russ told me to do today.
Oh, yeah.
So now my brain is like confused because, see, Don and I were totally talking about make my top 100 companies to go after with this bundle select. And Russ is like, set it aside till you got your money to feed the family. I'm like, okay, now what do we do? But it's going to be so amazing to work with Don for, these 2 months. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
I would say maybe I don't know what your family, I don't know what your home life looks like family wise and stuff, but like me, I mean, it's just my husband and I, because kids are all grown and everything. But I would think like make your calls and stuff first, do your follow up, all that stuff first, and then maybe in the evenings work on your videos and stuff like that in off hours, instead of watching whatever TV program that you.
When I don't see, this is the thing that I discovered today is I work all day and all night, but really there's no urgency to any of it because I'll just keep going and going and going. And that's what I realized with this was I had that 40 hours. The carpool was leaving at 3. I had to be out there. I mean, it was like that was it. And I need that again to get my butt moving and get focused on the right things. And then so much more would happen because I'm focused on it.
I put that ADOS in the chat. My husband tells people all the time that I don't have enough attention span to be ADD or ADHS or whatever you call it. Said I have ADOS, which is attention deficit. Oh, shiny. Because I constantly do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I Monday I started working. I was cleaning up. I have a corner in my living room that's my granddaughter's house. That's where we play.
Okay.
And she calls it her house. She's 4, but she still wants the little baby gate thing because that's the door to her house. That's her house. So anyways, I was cleaning it out because we do a young adult Bible study on Sunday nights, and there's a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old, and it was just really nasty in there. So I'm in there cleaning out. Well, I go to get something out of the laundry room. Well, then I stop and I fold a load of clothes and I put on another load, and then I stop at the kitchen and wash up some dishes, and then it's constantly or I get online to start looking for one thing, and then 2 hours later, I'm still online looking at something else. God only knows what. So that's my problem is that I'm like you, Sherry, it's that focus, staying intentionally. I keep writing that down. Intentional. I've got to be intentional.
Well, now that I had this aha today,
yes.
I'm no longer going to be working around the clock. It's going to be shut down because I don't have a life anymore. I mean, I would love to get out and do my scrapbooking that's out in the hall outside of here, and I haven't done it in years.
Yes.
So that's going to stop me sitting in front of work all the time because I'm like, well, I work all the time. Why am I not getting the business? Well, it's because I'm not super hyper into the video that Maria shared.
Maria, what did you just give us?
So I just shared a video that Dawn actually had Joyce find a couple weeks ago. It's only like 8 minutes. It's actually kind of cute. It's about multitasking and how I think it's on Thursdays, he does like a 1-tab Thursday. So he only opens up 1 tab at a time, and he works on that till it's done. And when he closes that tab, he doesn't go back to it. He goes to his next task. But it's actually a really cute video.
I've seen this actually. Thanks for sharing. It is super cute.